What is going on YouTube? Jay here from MJ Tech. Today I got the brand new Pixel 5 from Google, and I actually got this 2 weeks ago. I took it to Puerto Rico. I went there for about 5 days and it was super relaxing. Obviously I went there for vacation purposes, and I took this as my main camera device, and I gotta say I don't regret it a bit. So this color is obvious to say that this is the Sword of Sage, and it comes in just black as well. And as we can tell, the box is quite simplistic all the way around. I got the little hashtag Team Pixel. These guys were nice enough to let me test their device and give you guys an honest review about it. Well, I gotta say that right off the bat, if you guys are looking for good software and a good camera, this might be it, especially coming at $699, the price tag. It is not as much as getting the iPhone 11 Pro Max or even the 12 that just got released, or other devices out there that cost a little bit more than this. I know there's a huge market out there, don't get me wrong, but what I like about the Google Pixels is that first of all, they get the latest software, and second, they have very decent cameras, and we can't deny that. So anyways, it came here with a case, and it came with the Pixel Buds as well. And again, getting a look here at the box is quite simplistic all the way around. So enough of the box, and let's go ahead and jump here into the unboxing portion of it. So here we have the Pixel, again the Sword of Sage color, and it's quite light, and it's only about 8mm thick, which is really nice. It feels great in the hand thanks to the 6-inch display. But let's go ahead and check and see what comes inside of the box real quick. We get a little divider, and we get a little pamphlet here with the quick start guide and just giving you some quick information. We even have a SIM ejector tool, and then we get the 18-watt fast charger. We have the USB-C to USB-C cable with an adapter, and that's pretty much it. You don't get a lot of fancy things like we do with other products out there. We like to keep it simple. And well, judging the price, a lot of people say that you can get a lot more out there for the price. But I will say that, again, if you want great software optimization and support, then this might be your best option right here. So anyways, like I said before, I got the Pixel Buds, very good as well. They don't sound as great as the AirPods Pro, I just gotta be honest about it, but they're pretty good. The battery does last a long time. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look here at the phone physically. Like I said, we have a 6-inch display. This is a 90Hz display as well, 1080p, and it comes with the Corning Gorilla Glass number 6, and it has 432 ppi. On the left hand side, we got nothing here but just the body, in which, by the way, it is made of aluminum. We get the SIM tray, and it is a single SIM device. Towards the bottom side here, we get one of the loudspeakers. We also get the USB-C port with the microphone, and this is a stereo speaker phone, but the other speakers like behind the screen, it has a new technology where one is at the bottom and the other one, the sound comes out of like the middle side of the front screen, which is kind of weird, and to be honest with you, it doesn't sound as great as the Google Pixel 4a that I had a couple of months back. So here we have the power switch with the volume rockers up and down towards the right side of the phone, and on top you get the secondary microphone, as you guys can observe. And towards the back side of the phone, well, here we get the camera setup. We have two sensors, a 12.2 megapixel sensor with wide angle, and we get a 16 megapixel sensor ultra wide, and it is capable of recording 4K at 60 frames per second. We get the LED flash right there. We have the fingerprint scanner, the little Google logo, and I do like this color. At first I thought it was kind of weird, but then it kind of grew into me, and I do like this color quite a bunch. By the way, guys, on this video, not only am I reviewing it, but I'm also going to give you my personal opinion about what I think of the Pixel 5. So let's go ahead and get it started. And this is running on Android 11. It has the Snapdragon 765 with 8 GB of internal RAM and 128 GB of internal storage, but unfortunately it is not upgradable. So we also get here the Adreno 620 for the GPU, and the battery on the Google Pixel is a 4080. It has fast charging at 18 watts. You can also do wireless charging, and something that I was kind of impressed about is that it also has reverse charging. Even though this is not the biggest battery out there in the market, as we know, yes, it does have reverse charging for your Pixel Buds, and we're going to be testing that here in just a second. So let's go ahead and check here the operating system. Here we have the little lock screen, and I already set up my fingerprint. Now I wish that they could have, you know, gone a different route when it comes to the fingerprint. On-screen fingerprints is the new thing, and so having a, you know, rear physical fingerprint sensor, it kind of makes me think that we're going a little bit back instead of moving forward. But with that being said, let me go ahead here and enter my code. And yes, it does boot up quite fast. And when it comes here to the fingerprint, it's actually very, very good as well. It doesn't have any misreadings for the most part. You need to centralize your finger, but it does work very, very nicely most of the time. And also what I like about this display is that it is an OLED panel and it has HDR plus, so the colors are going to be very nice and vibrant with deep blacks, which is something that I was looking forward to. And when it comes to the battery, I already mentioned that it has reverse charging and wireless charging as well as fast charging, is that it does last the entire day easily. As you guys know, I mentioned this on every smartphone review that I make, is that I use my phone very, very much during the day. I do a lot of Bluetooth, I do a lot of internet browsing, sometimes even gaming if I have the time. I do a lot of talking, a lot of texting, and yes, I consider myself to be a heavy user, and I still get home with about 45% approximately. And so I think that's quite impressive, you know, considering that this is only a 4080 milliamp battery, and maybe it has to do because of the processor. It is not the strongest processor out there, I gotta give you that. But thanks to this clean Android 11 system, I gotta say it has been very nicely optimized, and I haven't you know, gotten any lags when it comes to performance. And I do have here some heavy games. I have Ospo 9, which is the main game that I usually play when reviewing units. And other than that, it's just my personal stuff. As you guys can see, I have the finance, shopping, and everything works perfectly well. And this is something that a lot of people don't go into details. I like to do it because sometimes getting a new phone, it could come with bugs, it could come with problems, and sometimes that is not said. So yes, when it comes here to the Google Pixel 5, everything works great. I didn't have any problems. Again, I took it as my main phone to Puerto Rico, and everything worked flawlessly. Another thing is that, well, not only am I connected here to the Wi-Fi, but I am also getting 5G with Verizon, as I explained before. So this is something that, again, I was looking forward to. As a matter of fact, when I went to Puerto Rico, I heard the news that Verizon had released 5G for the entire nation, and I was quite excited because at first I wasn't getting 5G here where I am, which is West Palm Beach, Florida. And so now getting it, again, that's a big improvement. The speed is a lot better, and overall my signal improved also. So again, very nice to see that this was rolled out by Verizon, but Verizon is a separate company. We're talking here about the Pixel. Something I want to show you here, like I said before, is the fact that we have reverse charging, and I want to demonstrate that right now. So if you go here into the battery settings, you go into where it says battery share, you click on it and then you turn it on. Now all you have to do is exit, and then you place, let's say in this case I'm going to do the Pixel Buds. You place them on the back, and you have to do it towards the upper middle side. You can see that it is in fact charging. Now something I haven't tried, and I had the curiosity, I wanted to do it here in this video, is trying it with my iPhone. Let's see if it does charge the iPhone. Check that out. So the iPhone detected wireless charging, and it is in fact charging. Let me show you that here right now so you guys don't think that I am tricking you. Check this out. Again, in emergency cases, this is a very nice feature. So we know that that works. And when it comes here to the camera, now the camera is super important, guys. This is the main highlight of the phone, and I'm not going to jump into the techie type of how can I say this? I'm not going to jump into the techie explanation of the camera. I'm just going to tell you how good it is, and I'm going to show you here right now. You're viewing all the pictures, or some of the pictures that I took in Puerto Rico, and I gotta just say, if you're looking for crisp, nice high definition pictures and you're looking for those nice stable videos, even though your phone, your hand is shaking, and you need to edit those pictures easily, do things that are just different from other manufacturers do when it comes to editing pictures, this is the phone to go with. I've been doing a lot of comparison, guys. I'm not jumping into the details about the camera in that aspect, but I've done a lot of comparison with my iPhone 11 Pro Max. I still have to test the iPhone 12 Pro Max, but this camera here is definitely no joke. It has optical image stabilization, and what makes it amazing, in my opinion, is the AI technology built into this device. You can do tons of things, as you guys can tell on these videos. Super stable, the colors are perfect, the focus is great. It kind of knows what everything is in your surroundings, and it makes the best of it. So when it comes to the camera, I gotta say, I really love the Pixel 5. Another cool part about the Pixel 5 has to do here with the front-facing camera. This is the 8 megapixel sensor that we spoke about earlier. And even though it only records in 1080p 30 frames per second, I wish that they could have implemented the 60 frames per second. But it does a great job enhancing your pictures, your selfies. In this case, you guys can notice how my skin looks very nice, and the tone doesn't look fake. It just kind of cleans your pores a little bit, and it really makes the best of it, in my opinion. So when it comes here to the front-facing camera, I would say it does a very, very good job. So now that we learned a little bit about the camera on the Pixel 5, it is time to talk here about the benchmarks. And this is something that a lot of people don't speak about any longer. I like to use it for reference purposes. And first of all, I got to tell you that a flagship device in 2020 will score anywhere between 500,000 all the way to 600,000. And with the Google Pixel 4a, we got 288,000, making it almost at mid-range level. So when you compare this to flagship devices in the market, it really doesn't have a lot of power in terms of paper, but it does perform well when you use it, which is really what matters in my opinion. But now, yes, when it comes to paper specs, this phone is actually quite behind other competitors out there when it comes to the processing power and the battery capacity, but it has been very nicely optimized to work great as it is. So imagine this device having the same specs as other flagship devices out there. This thing will blow everything out of the way. Again, this is just my opinion. You guys can leave your opinions down below, and I will be more than glad to listen to them or read them. So here we have now the speakers. I already spoke about the speakers a little bit. I told you that, well, this does have stereo speakers, but it doesn't sound as good as the Pixel 4a. Maybe it's because it doesn't have a physical speaker on the very top of it. So yeah, to me that's a little bit of a disappointment. But anyways, let's go ahead and play any video here, and you guys will listen and let me know what you think.
What is going on, YouTubers? Jay here from MJ Tech. Today in this video, we're going to be checking out one of the Blue's latest releases, which is the G90 Pro. It is obvious to say that they named this device after the processor G90T by MediaTek, which is quite new.
As you guys can hear, the quality of the speakers, it's not that it's bad, it's just that maybe it's not as good as the other generations of the Pixel that we have seen in the past. And yes, for that reason, I was a little bit disappointed, but again, it does the job, and if you haven't owned any other Pixel device, you may not even notice. And now, before we wrap up this video, something that I almost forgot to mention is the fact that this is a water-resistant phone. I wouldn't trust it submerging it under water. This is just for a few drops of water. Maybe you spill something, the rain, whatever, but I wouldn't submerge it underwater just to be in the safe side. Other than that, I would say it's a pretty complete device. You get great camera, great software support, you get a decently looking device. Yes, the design could have improved a little bit, especially with this fingerprint scanner being on the back side. I wish that they could have added an actual on-screen fingerprint. That would have made it amazing. And maybe a slightly better front-facing camera in terms of the recording quality. Doing it at 60 frames per second would have been much better than 30 frames per second. And little things like that would have been, better to see. But all in all, I gotta say this is a very good device to use, very snappy. Also, the processing power could have improved as well. Maybe adding that Snapdragon 865 would have been much better than the Snapdragon 765 in my opinion. But all in all, like I said, it's a good device with a great battery, great camera, and great software support, which is what a lot of you guys are looking for out there. Thank you so much guys for watching. Let me know down below what you think about the Google Pixel 5 with a price tag of $699. Will you buy it? Will you pass on it? And let me simply know what you think about it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more. Click on the bell icon and I'll see you guys on my next one.